Here we are on a warm August day, 2023. We're watching this gentleman here removing whatever's left from a building that was recently knocked down. And as we watch him, we have to wonder what all has happened on this land here throughout the annals of time. So much has changed. There's signs on the property that this family was here as early as probably 1920-ish, maybe even earlier. It was a strange time back then. Around 1890 to 1900, most deer had been wiped out. That's white-tailed deer in this area here. It's amazing. 100 years before that, there were Indians in this area. Native American Indians. I don't remember which tribe exactly, but they were associated with Fort Amanda, which is just down the road. Or I guess you could say just down the river. The river not being too far from here. Just over the hill. I mean, if you were some kind of creature that lived hundreds of years, the things you must have seen, like these trees, for example. Now, I personally believe the trees are alive. Not only alive, but are aware. I mean, there's been lots of experiments to prove such a thing. I'm reminded of the experiment where the scientist had two different plants, and he walked in one day with a machete and just went crazy on the one plant. Cut it all up, basically just damn near destroyed it. And before they had done this, like the day before or a week before or whatever, they had put electrodes on the other plant. And actually I think they put electrodes on both the plants and recorded their electrical signals or whatever have you. And the plant that was not being destroyed by the machete showed a lot of signals. It was definitely showing signs of being aware that its companion plant was being harmed. So if you were one of these trees that lives hundreds of years, the things you must have seen in this area over the last few hundred years. From this point, looking backwards, I mean, he's obviously removing the remains of a building that was used to house livestock. All the farming they must have seen, the stars in the sky and how they've changed, how the air itself has changed over the last couple centuries. I mean, there's been numerous major wildfires in the distance. I mean, last year alone, or actually it was the year of 2023, that there was a huge Canadian fire, and it caused the whole area to be smoky for days, if not weeks. The trees must have experienced that. And then the rise of the white-tailed deer as they came back in the early 20th century. Many other creatures too. I've heard stories all my life of livestock trailers parked out in the middle of nowhere releasing a trailer full of certain critters, like one may be full of fox or mink. They just park out in the middle of nowhere in the country and just release a whole trailer full of these critters. So I can only imagine the different types of critters that these trees have witnessed. And one thought comes to mind that I've always found fascinating is flying snakes. At one point, flying snakes were pretty common. These trees must have witnessed those flying snakes. I mean, you can only imagine a cloud of approaching you, maybe 10 to 30 feet off the ground, coming in the distance, coming towards you. Once it gets up close, you realize it's a flock of flying snakes. That must have been fascinating. Another thing that trees must witness still, because I've seen them recently, is walking sticks. They look just like a stick. I mean, they even have what do you call it? I don't even know what you call it, like the knot in a branch where another branch grows out of, a knuckle or whatever have you. These walking sticks look so much like a stick that they have these I don't even know what the hell you call it. I mean, there's so many things that these trees must have witnessed.